Today's topic is oil-sealed rotary vane pump. Before that, we can go to some introduction about the vacuum. That is physical characteristics dependent on vacuum. The mean molecular density, that is the average number of molecules per unit volume. And mean free path, that is we already familiar in case of collisions, that is the average distance of molecule that travels in a gas between two successive collisions with other molecules of gas. That is lambda is equal to 1 by root 2 pi d square Nv, where Nv is the molecular density, that is the number of molecules per unit volume, and d is the molecular diameter. Then next term is time to form a monolayer. This is the time required for a freshly cleaved surface to be covered by a layer of gas of 1 molecule thickness. To improve a vacuum system requires the following requirements, that is a decrease in pressure, a decrease in molecular density, an increase of mean free path, an increase in time of formation of monolayer. And we must be familiar with another term, that is Knudsen number Kn. It is defined as the ratio of mean free path to relevant dimensions of vessel through which the gas flow takes place, that is lambda by d. When it is very much less than 0.01 corresponds to viscous flow. Then when it is greater than 1, it corresponds to molecular flow regime. This is the important applications of vacuum technology depending on the property through which is the property of physical situation which led into the vacuum technology. Okay, that is the for the requirement of pure vacuum, a good vacuum system, we have low pressure need and low molecular density, high mean free path, and long monolayer formation time. In all these cases, there are many applications in such a way that is like holding, lifting, vacuum cleaners, etc. when it is attaining low pressure and low molecular density is the reason for vacuum technology, then it is used in the lamp and etc. And the large mean free path, it will be avoiding the collisions, and the applications are accelerators, storage rings, mass spectrometers, isotopes, separators, etc. And when the monolayer formation time is large, then it will be the producing clean surfaces which produce the emission studies, material testing for space, etc. are the applications. High vacuum pumps. The pumps having limiting pressure less than 1 atmosphere, above which they are ineffective, are called high or fine vacuum pumps. Such pumps must be preceded by another pump such as Ford pump, Coyer's pump, or roughing pump, which will remove the bulk of gas occupied in the space or volume of the chamber and hence reduces the pressure to the working range of high vacuum pump, that is 10⁻⁻1 to -3 torr. That is the requirement of the pressure region. This pump maintains vacuum by removing the gas evolving from the surfaces. The pumps which require a Ford pump requires a vacuum pump also, and also a vacuum pump is used to extract residual gases from this high vacuum pump to maintain the low pressure. The pressure of vacuum pump is known as backing pressure. And also note down one thing, the Ford pump must match the speed of high vacuum pump, and the fast pump down, the pumping speed of Ford pump must be large. Vacuum pumps. Generally, the vacuum pumps can be divided into different categories such as positive displacement type, momentum transfer type, cryo pumps, sorption pumps, ion pumps. These 1 and 2, the positive displacement type and momentum transfer type, are known as throughput pumps, because in these pumps the gas is evacuated from the vacuum and the chamber is compressed and exhausted to the atmosphere. And also the 3, 4, 5, that is cryo, sorption, ion pumps, are called capture type pumps, because in this all type the gas molecules being pumped are trapped on the internal surfaces within the pump by the method of sorption or condensation. And the vacuum regions are categorized as low and medium vacuum, that is number of molecules of gas phase is larger than covering phases, and the range of atmospheric pressure required is 10 raised to minus 2 torr, that is low and medium vacuum LV and MV. And high vacuum range, that is HV. The gas molecules are present on the surface and the pumping process evacuate the capture molecules leaving the surface and direct toward the pump. That is the range of pressure is 10 raised to minus 3 to 10 raised to minus 10 torr. And the next is ultra high vacuum. The time to form monolayer is equal to or longer than the usual cases in this UHV, and the range is 7.5 to 10 raised to minus 10 to 7.5 to 10 raised to minus 13 torr. The extended high vacuum. The range is below 7.5 to 10 raised to minus 13 torr, that is extended high vacuum region. Next topic is roughing pump. Variety of mechanical pumps are used in this initial evacuation of vacuum vessel. The common pump in this category are oil-sealed rotary vane pump and rotary piston posterior displacement type pumps. The commonly used for pump is oil-sealed rotary vane pump. Today's topic is oil-sealed rotary vane pump or rotary pump. The posterior displacement type and the operation is based on the periodic variations in the volume of pump chambers. It mainly consists of a stator and a rotor. A stator is a steel cylinder that ends of which are closed by suitable plates which holds the shaft of a rotor. And the stator is pierced in two places, that is for inlet and for exhaust ports in vertical direction. And the inlet port is connected to vacuum system. Exhaust port is provided with the outlet valve. And the next is rotor. Steel cylinder mounted on a driving shaft. Its axis is parallel to the axis of stator and is displaced from this. It makes the contact with the top of the surface of stator. And the line of contact between two ports is the line of contact known as top seal between rotor and stator. And there are vanes, that is the diametrical slot which is cut through the length of rotor and carries two vanes. Stator is including rotor and the vane is placed in between rotor. And the vanes are rectangular steel plates. The rounded edge of vanes make good contact with the stator wall. And the rotary pump oil. This is the total stator rotor assembly is submerged in a suitable oil. Normally the oil is low vapor pressure hydrocarbon oil, and the characteristics for the oil should be high viscosity, low vapor pressure and high temperature. Next is the working of the rotary pump. That is the first stage is suction, second one is compression and the third one is exhaust. These are the three stages. Okay, and this is the stator, and in between there is a rotor, and the rotor is diametrically cut as vanes. The slotted rotor is eccentrically supported in a cycloid cam. The rotor is located close to the wall and it is sealed into the cam or into this body stator. Okay, and the vanes or blades fit within the slots of this impeller, and the rotor rotates, that is the yellow arrow represent the rotation of rotor, and the fluid enters into the pump, that is the suction, and due to the centrifugal force and the vanes push into the walls of housing. Now the tight seal, that this is the top seal, tight seal among the vanes, rotor and cam. The side plate is the key for good suction characteristics common to the vane pumping principle. And the next method is compression. That is the force in between this, when the rotor and stator rotates, the fluid enters into the pockets created by vanes, rotor, cam and side plates, and this will be here. This is the inlet port and this will be the exhaust port. Okay, and this method is the stator and the full system, vacuum system is totally covered with the maximum amount of liquid. And this is the third method. As the rotor continues to rotating, the vanes sweep the fluid into the opposite side of crescent, that is squeezed and discharged through the exhausted through this valve, that is the exhaust. Then in such a way the fluid exits the discharge port. So this is the suction, this is the exhaust, and this is the compression, and this is the exhaust. So during the operation of pump, the oil seals the small clearances between the moving parts to prevent the back leakage of pumped gases. At the very end, each compression stage, the cavity under the valve and the volume vacated by the pumped gas are completely filled with the oil. And the oil lubricates and partly cools the pump, and oil circulates continuously into the pump chamber through the clearances from a reservoir where it is held under atmospheric pressure. Now the volume rate at which the gas is swept around the pump is known as the displacement St, that is St is equal to 2Vn, where V is the volume between the vanes A and B and N is the number of rotations per unit time. The pumping speed of rotary pump varies between the pressure is shown in this graph. It remains constant for a range of pressure from the atmospheric pressure down about 1 torr, and it decreases to relatively smaller values around less than 1 torr, that is 1 into 10 raised to minus 3 torr. That is this region. To achieve lower ultimate pressure, two-stage oil-sealed rotary pumps are used. This is the diagrammatic representation, that is the exhaust valve of one pump is connected to the inlet of the next one. In such a way, the second rotary pump is obtaining the compression pressure range of 10 raised to 4 torr. The main problem facing in this oil-sealed rotary vane pump is contamination of pump oil due to the water and other condensable gas vapors present in this vacuum system. That is, these condensable gas vapors compress and condense into the liquid, and that condense mixes with the pump oil and circulates in the pump, which carries these contaminations. To prevent such activities and the presence of vapors in that pump, we can use the method of ballast gas method. Ballast gas is the atmospheric air which is admitted into the pump chamber through the separate port with a non-return valve. And this pump chamber, the ballast gas and the vapor is compressed together towards the outlet valve and lifts and permits the mixture to flow out when the pressure is under the valve. That is, this ballast gas now provides large part of pressure. The partial pressure of vapor may be kept below the atmospheric range and for a wide range of pumping conditions below the vapor condensation point. And in such a way, using ballast gas method, the oil contamination is thus eliminated. Repeating, ballast gas is the atmospheric air which is admitted to the pump chamber through the separate port with a non-return valve. That's all about the working of a rotary pump or oil-sealed rotary vane pump. Thank you.